Hey guys, okay, I'm back. We're gonna do another video since my kids are gonna be on spring break, so I want to get 2 videos in. So it's still Friday, March 23rd, obviously. I just want to do just like a fun video. You know, one of my favorite scriptures is, Adam fell that men might be, and men are that they might have joy. So I know God wants us to laugh and enjoy this journey of life that we're on. So I thought I would just share a couple of funny stories to help us laugh and enjoy the journey. Okay, so the first story that I'm going to tell you happened when I was in high school, and I had completely forgotten about it until my younger brother reminded me of it, I don't know, a couple of years ago. We were talking about it, and I'd forgotten that it happened, and then I remembered as he was telling me. Okay, so I had like the worst day ever. I don't even remember what had happened that day, but whatever it was, apparently it was pretty bad. So I walk into the kitchen. My little brother is sitting at the kitchen table. My mom's there, and I walk in and I grab the milk out of the refrigerator, I pour a glass of milk, and I take a big drink, and then I'm like, you know, then I just spit it, you know, out all over, you know, it was sour. And I was like, oh, this has been the worst day ever. And then I go over to the kitchen table and I plop down on the chair, and the chair breaks. The chair, like, that chair was broken and it had like some screws loose or whatever, and I think maybe my mom or dad had tried to fix it. but I fell right on the floor, and we all just started cracking up laughing. It was so funny. So I'd had the worst day ever, and, you know, sour milk, and then the chair breaks. And I laughed. We laughed. I thought it was funny. What are you gonna do, right? Okay, now the next story. Okay, this is really funny. Okay, so when my husband and I were first married, not too long after that, we bought a house, and my mom moved in with us, and we took care of her for a little while. Oh, that was interesting. Anyways, so one day we were getting ready to go somewhere. I don't remember where. And so my husband and I, we had to shower. And my mom's there, and I was like, you know what? Justin and I are just going to take a quick shower, and we'll be right out. We just got to get ready. You know, and that's normal. You know, husband and wives can shower together real quick. Doesn't mean anything. We're just taking a shower. We got to go somewhere, right? So we jump in the shower, getting ready. And while we're in the shower, the phone rings. And my mom answers it. Well, anyways, we get out of the shower, we come downstairs, and my mom's like, oh, you know, you guys got a phone call while you were in the shower. We're like, okay, well, who called? And she said, it was your bishop. And we're like, okay, well, what did he say? And she starts laughing. And I'm like, what? She said, well, he called and he wanted to talk to Justin. But I told him, Justin can't talk right now. He's in the shower. And so the bishop says, well, can I talk to Beth? And my mom says, well, she can't talk right now because she's in the shower too. And my mom says, well, we got to conserve somehow. Anyways, so we just thought that was really funny that the bishop calls. Of all people, you know, the bishop calls, you know, we're in the shower together. Anyways, so that's a funny story. So then, so I love Christmas lights. And at Christmas time, like, I put Christmas lights everywhere. They're up on the kitchen cabinets, and they're, you know, the fireplace, the piano. I just love Christmas lights, and I love decorating outside. But the problem is I'm 4'9", so I mean, whenever I'm hanging Christmas lights all over the house, I have to get step stools and chairs and standing on books and whatever, ladders and stuff, right? So I love putting Christmas lights in the trees. And I typically will climb the tree. I'll get a ladder and get up there, and I'll try to climb in the tree to get lights in the tree because I think it's so pretty. So just this past Christmas, I get in the ladder. Now, I won't do it by myself, just in case, like, heaven forbid I fall and get hurt. You know, like, I want my husband to be there with me to laugh at me or whatever. Anyway, so I start climbing in the tree, Justin holds the ladder. I get into the tree, and I'm trying to take the lights and zip tie them to the highest branch, and I can't go all the way to the top, but I make it about the middle, which it's a good sized tree. They're medium sized trees out there. And so, my little arm's trying to get up there and zip tie these lights to the tree. And so I'm climbing in the tree, and all of a sudden, the branch that I'm standing on breaks, like clean off breaks. And I'm standing there holding the branch, and my legs are kicking, and I start screaming. Justin's like laughing. Well, he helped me, he guided my feet to where, because I couldn't look down. I couldn't see, just because of the position. But anyways, that was really funny that my feet are just, dangling or whatever. Anyway, so we laughed at that. He didn't take any video or pictures, probably because my weak, girly arms weren't going to hold me for very long, but that was really funny. Let's see, what's another story? Oh, yes, speaking of being short. So one day, I'm in the kitchen with my little girl. She's 6. And I think she was 5 at the time, because I think this was last year. And I'm getting something out of the kitchen cabinet, and it's in the top. And I can barely, I can't even reach the middle shelf, let's be honest, at 4'9". Okay? And so I was trying to get a cup down, and I couldn't reach it. So I get into the drawer, and I pull out my husband's, these big tongs that he uses to flip the meat over when he's grilling. I get these big tongs out, and I'm like using those. These are short girl problems, and you use tricks, whatever you got to do, that's just the way of the world, right? And so I get these tongs out, and I knock the cup over, and I'm able to grab it and get it down. And my daughter, my little girl, is looking at me and just watching me. And I turn around, and she's kind of smiling. And I said, don't worry, sweetie. You're going to be a little mommy like me too one day. And she looked at me she was like, what? Like I had killed the family dog or something. I mean, it was she was so devastated that she's going to be tiny like me. She thought that was the worst thing ever. Anyways, we laugh at that because it's pretty funny. But she's tiny. So she'll probably be taller than me. I've got a crooked back. I have severe scoliosis. And so my husband says, he likes to say, if your spine was any more crooked, you'd be able to look at your own butt. So they tease me about it. You can't really tell looking at me. But yeah, it's pretty crooked. It's pretty bad. Let's see. What's another story? Okay. So my son, he's 11 now. He's almost 12. He'll be 12 in June. But when he was just a little baby, we lived in a neighborhood where as you're headed toward the neighborhood, there are a lot of hills. And whoever's driving at the time, before we even had my son, we would surprise one another, if I was driving, I'd all of a sudden speed up really quick to go, and get my husband's stomach if I was driving, or he would do, and it would just come on so quickly that you didn't know, and then you would be talking or looking at your phone or something, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, because you don't really pay attention when you're not driving. Anyways, so my husband decided that he was going to go really fast down this hill, or up and over this hill, as we're headed to our neighborhood, with Lucas in the car. And Lucas was probably, maybe 6 or 7 months. I don't remember, but he was in a car seat and he was facing forward, and so I remember that. And Justin's like, I'm gonna go fast. And we had never, gone fast on a hill before, And it's not there's not a lot of people around, right? It's near cornfields and stuff. So it's not it's heavy traffic or anything. Anyway, so he looks at me and I'm like, all right, go ahead, let's see how Lucas handles this. So Justin starts, speeding up, getting ready to go down this hill. And I turn around because I want to watch Lucas's expression when we go, across over this hill. And so I'm watching him, and we hit that hill, and Lucas is there. He's all smiling and looking at me, and all of a sudden he goes, like he grabs the sides of the car seat. It's like, oh, it was so funny. That was hilarious. Anyways, I can't think of any more stories. I don't think I have any more. I was trying to think of some earlier today, and I came up with a couple of those, and I don't know, maybe this is it. Oh no, wait. I got this one other story, and it's kind of funny. So when I was on my mission, there was a time where it had been raining a lot. There was a whole lot of rain, and there was some flooding and mud was everywhere. And we were trying really hard to get to this appointment that we had, me and my companion, Hermana Cuadros, and it's dark outside, it's nighttime. And we had a meeting. We had a district meeting. That's what it was. So we were trying to hurry up and get to this meeting, and then after the meeting, I think we were going to go back home. And so we were soaking wet from the rain. But anyways, so we're headed in, and I served in Bolivia, if you didn't know that. So there's nothing in Bolivia. It's cornfields and grass and cows and chickens and pigs. Anyways, it's nothing. Adobe houses, that kind of thing. So anyway, so we're running through this field trying to hurry up and get to this district meeting so that we're not late. And as we're running, all of a sudden, I fall in this hole, and I start screaming, and my companion turns around. She said she turned around. She was like, Hermana, the sister, Hermana. She didn't know where I was, and I start screaming, and she walks forward, and she sees this hole is huge. I mean, it's probably 3 or 4 feet across. This thing is huge, right? And we didn't see it, and I fall in it, and my backpack gets stuck on a branch, so I'm hanging from my backpack, and there's a big, muddy, nasty hole that was filled with, I guess, rainwater, but it didn't smell like rainwater. It smelled like cow pee or something. It was the worst, foulest, it was just awful, right? And me and my skirt and my knee highs and my little church shoes, and I'm just in mud. And my companion's she says, Hermana, are you okay? And I just yeah, I'm okay. And she just starts laughing and laughing. She's like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yes. And we just started cracking up laughing. So she's able to pull me up out of this hole. I'm covered in mud and this nasty, we still call it cow pee, this hole. I don't remember what we called it. Anyways, the cow pee hole or something. And so we're just laughing and laughing. We get to the meeting. The missionaries, the guides, the elders, they're there, and they're in their suits. The district leader, he's there in his suit, white shirt, tie, we show up. I'm covered in mud. I smell like sewage and soaking wet, and we just laughed and laughed and laughed. I think I ended up getting sick after that as well. But anyways, just funny, silly stories that I just wanted to share with you, because sometimes it's good to laugh at yourself and just enjoy this life. I know that Heavenly Father wants us to, be happy and be joyful, and it's okay to laugh at ourselves. And I'm sure that God has a sense of humor. I feel pretty confident in saying that, He smiles and laughs with us as we go through these things. Anyways, I have a strong testimony. And I know that if we can find joy and happiness in life, then we're going to pass through it better. We're going to be better for it. So if you're having a bad day, look for things that you can be grateful for and remember the funny moments in your life. And anyways, I hope that this brings a smile to your face. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. If you're on spring break, have a great spring break, and enjoy the snow if you live in the Midwest. Have fun in the snow. All right, guys. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. See ya.